Hello, everyone. Boy, I am physically and emotionally exhausted right now. And I want to talk to you about a couple things here, and I'll touch on why I'm exhausted. Some of you who follow me on Facebook might already know, but and music does play a part in what I'm going to talk about. But first, I like to get to the first thing I like to get to is I think, and this pertains to the wonderful gifts I received from Jim Davies about 2.5 weeks ago now. And I think he mentioned this in a comment on one of the videos where I show all the gifts that not only did he give me my first albums by the band Accept in my collection, but one of those Accept albums he gave me is my first Japanese pressing of an album. No OVI strip, but oh well. I don't know how well this is going to show up, but there's Japanese writing and the songs in English on the back. I didn't take the sleeve out. Doesn't look like there's any writing on the sleeve. But again, so amazingly generous. And I was just as happy for Bev when she opened her box. And just wanting to see the next part of Vinylizer John's opening of his second box he's gotten from Jim that dwarfed the first box. So, I'm happy, just as happy for them as I am for me receiving the wonderful gifts. And again, Jim, thank you very much. Now on to the part where some of you might already know who follow me on Facebook, and this leads up to my emotional and physical exhaustion. Most of my formative, as I mentioned in other videos, I am a big hockey fan. Have been since an early age. Probably started going to games when I was in second or third grade in Michigan, and even played goalie for a while for my school team in Michigan, both junior varsity and varsity. But after my middle school years, my family moved to St. Louis, Missouri. The first city I ever lived in that had, well, take that back. Other than living in Detroit for 6 months when I was real young, St. Louis was the first city I lived in when I was really deeply into hockey that had an NHL team. So I latched on to the St. Louis Blues. And yes, there are other teams I do like in the league. Our good friend Frankie, whose channel's name is Karabi Crew now, I believe. And to Scott Waterchagrin. I am also a fan of the Pittsburgh Penguins. But really deep down, I guess, the Blues have always been my team. I've seen the Penguins win 5 Stanley Cups in my lifetime. And last night was the first time Blues fans, any Blues fan, got to see the team win it all. Hold that Stanley Cup trophy above their heads. And all my memories of going to the games in St. Louis, in my real formative years of my life, with my dad, who I've talked about on here, having good memories of him taking me, I should say, to my first rock concert. We went and saw the Blues play as much as we could. We watched them on TV. We followed them in the paper. We talked about all the news pertaining to the team. We even followed their minor league team 3.5, 4 hours from St. Louis in Peoria, Illinois. And incidentally enough, the year I graduated high school, that team won a Stanley Cup, won a championship, the Turner Cup, in a year that I thought for sure both them and the Blues would win their respective cups, because they both had tremendous seasons, but yet the Blues disappointed me once again. And I graduated high school in 1991. Moved to St. Louis 88. It is now 2019. And what I been hoping beyond hope that I will witness in my lifetime, I witnessed last night. Albeit on television, but I even envisioning that moment in my mind did not come close to equaling what it was like to actually see it. And and I commented on my Facebook post about it. Is my only regret about seeing it now is I couldn't hug my dad and we couldn't celebrate it together. Maybe he's enjoying me relishing it, watching me relish the moment in heaven. But for a few weeks, maybe a couple months, I'm going to have a new favorite song, bringing music into this. I'm going to have a new song, favorite song. And it's not even a rock song. It's a song from 1982 called Glory, and I'm sure most of you have heard it. It's a song a few blues players heard in a bar before a game they played in Philadelphia in January, when the team was in last place. There are 31 teams in the National Hockey League. They were at the very bottom. couple blues players were in a bar in Philadelphia. They heard the song. They're too young to know what it was, but it got their toe tapping a little bit and got their juices flowing. And so they went in before that game and they said, of course, the team, you have to hear this song. And the team's like, yeah, that's a catchy song. And they went out and played the game that night and they won. And things really began to turn around for the team from then on. And so ever since then, that's been their theme song. They play it after wins at the Enterprise Center in St. Louis. I'm sure stations all over St. Louis are playing it ad nauseum today. So yeah, Gloria is one of my new favorite songs. Will be for a few months. I found myself years past listening to We Are the Champions by Queen, wondering what it would be like to listen to that song after this team that has let me down so much finally blessed me and the rest of their fan base with a championship. And I'm here to tell you, I like that song even more now. And the last song I played before I watched the game yesterday, the last song I listened to before I watched the game yesterday, and I purposely made this the last song I listened to because I was excited for the game. But the title track to Phantom 5's latest album, I don't know if they're going to make another one or not. Supergroup from Germany. Former members of Bonfire, Scorpions, and other German bands make up this group. But anyway, the title track, Play to Win, was the last song I listened to yesterday before watching that game. Glory was the last song I listened to last night before trying to go to sleep. But even listening to Gloria, being the last song I listened to at all yesterday, this Play to Win kept running through my mind. Eyes welling up. And some of you might think it's crazy for somebody to be like this about a sports team. But the memories associated with that team, particularly my dad, make this all so much sweeter. The music associated with the games I went to. The fact the first date I ever had was at a blues game. And incidentally, the first kiss I shared with said date was at the blues game. Some of my St. Louis friends who might be watching this didn't know that till now. So, see, this again goes to show, folks, how through happy things in your life and sad things in it, music brings memories of these things back. I'll associate that song Play to Win now with last night, along with Gloria. a song I heard before last night, of course, and before this playoff run, I really didn't give a crap about. Music is always there. Even the song When the Saints Go Marching In St. Louis, it's when the Blues go marching in, they play when they score a goal in the game. Music is there. It's a big part of it. When I hear these things, I'm going to smile from ear to ear. And the other thing that really brought my dad to mind, of course, is Father's Day is this weekend. So I guess, calendar timing was almost perfect for this to happen. But anyway, folks, I can't believe this video is as long as it is. It's over 15 minutes. Who knows, I might not even upload it. But I just had to get out some of these things. If I do upload it, everybody have a good day. Apologize for people that don't watch these videos for sentimental mushy stuff, but hey. Part of this is sharing not only your music, but how the music affects your life, and it's played a big part in this. So until I talk to you again, enjoy the music.